the news of the day, Chris Smith, 6'2", 293-pound defensive lineman. I'm told he'll play nose guard at Notre Dame. He has committed to the Fighting Irish. I was talking to him, I was texting with him today, and trying to set up an interview with him to do a big story on him at blueandgold.com and in our magazine Blue and Gold Illustrated. And he's a busy man, graduating from Harvard. So kudos to him. It's from Detroit. Um, Concentration, human evolutionary biology. So we will watch some Chris Smith tape here, Tim. I'm pretty intrigued
Oh,
to hear what you think about him as a player.
I I jumped on the message board and was chatting with a bunch of players, a bunch of players, a bunch of the message board peeps today, and yeah, it's always conflicting things, right? You flip a coin who you're going to chat with sometimes, which is interesting. I like him because number one, Notre Dame needs some interior guys, and he's going to come. He's going to play 1 year, and my take is, how does this guy hurt your football team? I mean, seriously, he's going to. I mean, he gives you 20, 25 snaps a game to go along with Cross, Lacey inside. Adam is playing the three tech. He's quick as can be, and if he's a legit 290, he is short, but so is Howard Cross. But if he's a legit 290, a little bowling ball in there, he could give you 24 snaps a game. Great. He's not soft. He's not slow. He's really quick. And I think people need to understand Ivy League football is really good football. There's a lot of dudes playing Ivy League that got, Stanford offers, Vanderbilt offers, a lot of guys that get offers to go in the MAC and take the Ivy League. I've had a few guys with Ivy offers that I've coached in the past, so I know how it works. It is really good football. So people need to keep that in mind.
Yeah, I'm pretty close to you on this one, Tim. I would tell Notre Dame fans to keep their expectations low.
Okay.
I don't think he's going to, have an impact like just talking about recent history here, like a Ben
McLeod
Skowronek.
or the DBs they've had, Riggs, McLeod, they've had some really good corners come in and be instant starters.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
I don't think he's going to be that, but I also don't think he's going to be Trevor Spates or, Kane Madden. Some Notre Dame fans watching this might be like, who the heck is Trevor Spates? Exactly. I
Exactly.
transferred to Notre Dame from Stanford and never touched the field. So I think he's going to be a fine, 20 snaps a game. I don't think he's going to be a starter. I think he's fine. My question, what I'm curious about is who could have Notre Dame gotten potentially in this spot instead? Is this taking a best available at some other position? I still believe that Notre Dame is going to land a wide receiver. They need to get a grad transfer receiver here, and I think in the next couple months.
Yeah.
Um, you know, they're taking. We'll talk about Jabran Payne, but I believe Notre Dame's going to take Jabran Payne, the running back who will count towards the 2022 recruiting class. Like, I'm just that's kind of my concern and thought here is that could they have gone a different route here for this spot, or will they just have so much attrition that it doesn't matter? That those are kind of my thoughts here, Tim.
No,
Any rebuttal?
no, I mean, no, I agree. I believe if numbers, if you add all the recruits and the guys are on scholarships, Salerno and all those guys, some of the walk-ons on scholarships, I want to say they're at 84, 85 right now. I'm not 100% sure, but they're up in that, and they're up in that 80s right now. So, which leads Coach Freeman knows what's going to happen. There's every year it's Notre Dame football. They never line up with 85, right? There's always an
Right.
injury. There's always another late transfer happens every single year. So the goal is to get to 85. I think you're right with the wide receiver. They have to get another wide receiver just for numbers. Just for numbers. You can't go through a whole season practicing with just nothing but walk-ons out there. So, but I'm not in the porthole. I'm not breaking that down. Who's available? And obviously Notre Dame. People think the porthole, and this is a topic of discussion on the message board all the time about, oh, can we get this guy? Can we get this guy? And It's like just because he's in the portal doesn't mean you can get him. So he's a solid football player. They need interior guys. Which the next question is Gabe Rubio not a true nose? So that's going to be another thing. He's only been in the program 1 year, so is he not ready to play nose? Really good looking D tackle in high school, but how does that land? Which another thing, a sidebar off of that is Riley Mills. I think this is more about obviously Riley Mills being a true D end and keeping him on the field, because if he plays inside, that means he's a backup to Adamiola. And do you want Riley Mills being a backup? So
I
we
think,
talked about that a few weeks ago.
yeah, I just think this has more to do with the nose tackle bodies. They
Yes,
see him as a one tech,
yes,
and
without a doubt.
Kayana Aina was that. Who are the other one techs on the team, Tim?
What, Jason Anye, who's a project. I know he's in the 290s, getting a few little reps this year in spring. You've heard about him, but when you hear about a guy in reports, it sounds like he's far off. And then it's Rubio just by pure numbers. So it goes back to Mills. I know he's always been talked about an inside guy, but I like Riley Mills. He needs to be on the field. He can't be a interior backup, because then that means your strong side end is going to be Nana or Ensberger out of Germany, right? So are those guys really better than Riley Mills, who is probably going to be the starting, wide side defensive end when it's all said and done? So this is a pure take. Hey, come give us 20 snaps a game. We need you for a year. Why we get Heinisch some more weight, because he's 250-ish and he looks tiny as could be in his pictures when he visited on his official visit. So I doubt he's not ready to play this year.
All right, cool stuff. So that's talking Harvard nose guard transfer Chris Smith. For those wondering, 1 year of eligibility. So that's all. He's a 1 year rental. So